Hello and welcome back to the Icons of Sin. Today, in person. Chris?
Yes, we
how
are.
are you doing?
We are together again.
We are. It's been a while since we've done an in-person podcast, so
Definitely been a long time.
been a lot of life changes since the last time we met.
Yes.
And you've been ill loads, and you know.
Yes, constantly ill for the past few months.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
No, not really. But how you doing now?
I'm good. I haven't been ill for probably about 3 weeks now, so that's the longest.
That's good.
Longest it's been for a while.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough, man. But well, I guess what you've been up to in the world of gaming. What you been doing?
Well, I've actually got back into my Warhammer.
Yes, your painting of Warhammer, not video games.
Well, it's still gaming because I met someone at work, not the building site I'm on now, but the one before, who also did Warhammer, and we've met up a couple of times and had a few actual games.
Yeah,
so
but not video games is what I mean. Because
No.
there are Warhammer video games.
oh, there
we're
are
talking
Warhammer.
about
Yeah, the actual
tabletop.
Tabletop.
Yeah,
yes. But
So you got back into your 40k, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Chaos Space Marines.
Nice. How was your game?
I lost.
Yeah, it goes with the territory.
Well, he's been playing it constantly, and I haven't actually played a game for probably nearing 10 years.
Yeah. So just picking up.
Yeah, but it was
Picking
really
up the rules
really
again.
enjoyable actually because I spent ages painting, to use those units and in an actual game was really cool.
Yeah, man. Because you bought some new units a couple of months back, right?
Yes, my Chaos Helldrake, which is basically
It's a gorgeous figure.
Giant robot demon dragon.
It looked amazing though. Like it's such a gorgeous sculpt. And then the paint job you did was incredible.
I still haven't finished painting it just because.
Oh, have you not? Okay.
No.
Because I saw your work in progress was looking really good. So
Yeah, I've done.
we got like a
the-
couple of like weathering passes to kind of finish.
I've done
it off
the
now, or-
the top of the wings and most of the body, but underneath and all the little details I haven't even got to.
Oh, okay. I think you
Yeah.
just took a photo from the best angle, ignoring a bit you hadn't finished.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why not?
But video game wise, I started playing Subnautica again on PC.
Yeah. So there's a story of your Subnautica woes. I think we've covered on the show before.
I think we have, yes.
But you had Subnautica on PS4,
Yeah.
but somehow your game was corrupted.
And part of the map was missing.
The key parts for you to progress.
Well, there
It was the island, wasn't it? The island just never appeared.
No, the island was there, and I found the first of the alien facilities.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I thought you couldn't find any of the alien facilities.
no, I found the first one on the island, and then I was led to believe that there's more, and now I do know that there are more.
Yeah.
And I went through every part of the map, even on the free play thing where there's like no
It
enemies
just
or anything.
literally wasn't there.
Like they weren't there. It was just where they should be, just a black abyss, which you'd go in and fall through the map and it would kill you.
That's really weird. I wonder if any other PS4 players had that same issue,
I hope so, because I don't really want to be the only one.
Yeah, but now, of course, you were gifted Subnautica by your sister.
Yes, I was gifted to Subnautica first one by my sister because it was on sale, and
Yeah.
I was complaining that I didn't have any money, and she was like, "Have a game." I was, "Thank you."
Which is very nice. So now you do have Subnautica on PC, a working version. You can presumably complete the game now.
I hope so, and it's actually a lot easier to play the game on keyboard and mouse. I'm
I
finding.
would imagine so. It was designed for PC, really. So
Yeah.
I did wonder how well that would kind of scale. I'm sure they did a good job. But,
It was good on PS4, but I'm finding it easier. I'm not sure if that's just because I haven't played PS4 in quite a while because mine's been dead and I've just got used to keyboard and mouse,
yeah.
or if it's just better on keyboard and mouse. But either way, I'm finding it a lot easier. Because obviously, when I play Elden Ring, I still use a controller for that. 'Cause-
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, but then Elden Ring is very much based around. I would probably play Elden Ring with a controller, to be honest, if I was going to.
Yeah, it's weird because like things like Call of Duty now, I will play with keyboard and mouse, whereas I used to just use controller.
Yeah.
And then there's games like Elden Ring and
The Witcher 3. I would
Yeah.
always play with a controller because it just
It's weird.
It doesn't quite work with a keyboard and mouse as well. Some games are just designed that way. In the same way, I would personally, and I know people do, I would never play an FPS with a controller. Never. Each to their own. But there are, to my mind, there are clear games that are designed that way, and I think, you know, Elden Ring's one of those, like, it's designed for a controller.
Yeah, but like with the FPS, now that I'm getting used to keyboard and mouse, I'm like, this is so much better on FPS games.
Yep.
But if I was going to go back and play like Borderlands or something, I reckon I'd still use controller.
Well, interestingly enough, one of the news items we were going to get to, but we may as well get to it now.
Oh.
I believe right now, Borderlands 3 is free on Epic.
Oh, that's...
So, they're doing a lot at the moment. They're releasing like a mystery game every couple of days. So
I hope that's still going to be free tomorrow when I get back from
yeah,
Friday.
I think it's free for a week. So
that's good then. That's the only one I haven't finished.
No, well, it's the only one I haven't played at all. So
Actually,
I
yes.
actually grabbed it this morning. So
oh well, I did get it on PS4, and I think I played it for about 2 hours.
And then your PS4 was dying.
And yeah. So I sold it because I wasn't gonna.
Well, of course, yeah.
Because I basically had like 80% of my PC bits by then, so I wasn't gonna fork out to get a new
to
PS4.
fix a PS4 when your PC's on the way. Definitely.
Yeah. So definitely. Oh, that's you can do the drop-in co-op play on that.
Well, I was thinking that actually we could do some drop-in co-op.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm well up for that. So yeah. So how are you getting on with Subnautica? How far are you now?
I'm only a couple of hours in because obviously I'm juggling the games I'm playing because
You're still Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm on my
Obsessed.
second. On my second playthrough, I'm just sort of taking my time exploring absolutely everything.
Dude, by the time I get to play Elden Ring, everyone's going to be so bored of Elden Ring, and I'll be like, "Hey, it's new to me."
Well, no, because I still play Dark Souls 3.
Yeah,
I'm on I was on my 8th playthrough. So it's just one of those games like Dark Souls 2 and 3. Like the first one I played through twice. The second one I loved. Everyone hated. Third one I played through so much. So I think Elden Ring's going to be the same. Yeah. There's just going to be because there's so many different. I think there's like 6 different endings, and you have to do different things.
Sure.
So
where? So you've had Elden Ring for 2 months now? Month?
One of them, yeah. Month and a half. Let's go in the middle. Month and a half.
So it's probably a bit early, but where would you rank it? You know, if you're including Dark Souls, if we're saying like the Dark Souls games are included, where do you kind of rank in the Souls-like games / Dark Souls games?
I'll go best.
Yeah, I'm just curious where it kind of
I'd say
sits.
Dark Souls 3.
You're number 1.
Yeah. Elden Ring.
Okay.
Dark Souls 2.
Right.
Bloodborne. Dark Souls.
Okay. Did you ever play Demon Souls?
I haven't played Demon Souls yet. No.
There's a remaster coming, right?
Yeah, well,
allegedly.
The remaster is out on PS5.
It's out. Okay.
It's on PS5.
That's interesting because I remember they talked about it, and then I never knew it got released. It was kind of like it just passed me by completely.
No, it got. It was one of the first games I think to come out on PS5.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
But yes, I would rank Elden Ring.
Your number 1, number 2. Sorry.
Number 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Just Dark Souls 3, there's something about it that's just the replayability. Even though it does get samey, it's just... don't know, there's just something about it.
Yeah. And then obviously with Elden Ring, you've got that
open world,
incredible open world.
Different endings, different storylines. There's so many side quests that I missed or didn't complete because I didn't do it in time or I did something wrong. Yeah, there's just so much to do.
Yeah, fair enough, man. And then obviously, yeah, so you're 2 hours into Subnautica, so I'm guessing I'm trying to think where I would be a couple of hours into Subnautica. I guess you've stopped the issue of the ship exploding. Are you there yet, or are you?
I think it's just exploded.
Oh no, I mean the radiation stuff when you've got to kind of go deal with that stuff.
Well, it's just exploded. I haven't. Again, I've just made the radiation suit, but I'm
right.
Going. I made a mobile vehicle bay. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And
to make the mini thing.
Yeah, the Seamoth. I've been looking. I've got 2 out of 3 fragments, so I'm looking for the third one before I start that.
Yeah.
And I need 1 more fragment of the laser cutter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not too far in, but
I love that game.
Enjoying
so much.
it.
Do you know? As soon as you said it's one of those games that like as soon as you said, "Hey, I'm playing Subnautica again," in the back of my mind, I was like, "I want to play Subnautica again. Maybe I should start playing Subnautica again." I was looking actually. There is a mod for co-op with Subnautica.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I'm really hoping that. I don't know if the expansion does. I don't think it does, but I really hope they release a co-op Subnautica soon. Because that would be really fun.
That would be fun.
If Subnautica 2, like the full second game, was co-op, that would be so much fun.
That would be awesome. I must admit,
I mean, I love the isolation, but
yeah.
I think it would be so much more...
It would be a lot of fun. Definitely co-op.
You'd want it to scale, like, so
Yeah.
the difficulty ramps up if you've got more. But yeah, it would be really fun.
Yeah, but just because you mentioned Borderlands 3, like Subnautica, the artwork sort of reminds me of Borderlands-ish. Not quite as cartoony.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean, Borderlands has always been quite cel shaded, and it looks like a comic book, doesn't it? Whereas Subnautica, not so much. But I can see what you mean because, like, the models are very kind of almost cartoony in a way.
And even like the monsters and creatures, kind of, they feel Borderlands-esque.
Yes, although more terrifying in places.
Yes.
Depending on the creature, but one of those things, and we've said this many a time on this podcast, one of the things I absolutely love about Subnautica is that scaling, and you're like, oh, that's the most terrifying creature in the game, and then you progress a little further, like, oh no, that's the most terrifying, like the forest.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, you think that's terrifying, wait until you get, and the deeper and deeper you go in Subnautica, the more terrifying those creatures become.
What is the absolute maximum depth you can go in Subnautica?
Well, once you've got the final, the sub thing, is it Behemoth thing? I can't remember what it's called now. Cyclops. I forget the name of all of them now. It's been a long time since I played it. You can go pretty damn deep then. Can you just go all the way? I don't know.
I don't know because I never managed to get all of the depth upgrades.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think the furthest.
I mean, I completed it, so I at some point.
I think the furthest I got was with a Seamoth, and I think I got down to about 1,000 meters.
Yeah, Cyclops can go further. That's kind of why you build it.
Okay.
But the Cyclops is huge as well, which is what made me think like co-op would be really fun. Because then as well, with the bigger subs, you could have like different systems that need to be used, need to be commanded, and then you could have like, if you've got an extra player, they can do this system or you work that system, or it'd be really fun. So much fun.
And then you could,
games that like really need multiplayer that don't,
Oh, yeah,
like Fallout 4. We've always said like Fallout 4
would be amazing.
Amazing in co-op. And we've, again, there's mods for it, but I just wish they'd do an official release. I guess they were like, at the time, they were like, nah, Fallout Online, Fallout 76, we're going to make you wait for that. And obviously that didn't work out. Tanked. I hear it's a bit better these days, but
I don't know. I haven't played it since.
I'm not going to buy it, so until they give it to me for free, I will not be finding out.
I paid full price for it on
I know, a lot of people
release
did
day.
do. I was tempted. I'm not much of an online gamer. Like in terms of, I quite like co-op games. I'm not a big like MMO guy. Yeah. So other than like
that's what put you
Ultima
off,
Online,
ESO and stuff.
Yeah, although I do have ESO now, and it is really good fun actually. I'm enjoying it. It's a bit grindy, but it's fun.
Come to us.
Yeah, I'm not much of a grinding person. I get bored very fast with grinding stuff.
Well, there is a pretty good storyline to ESO as well, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the missions seem quite samey at the moment, but I'm very early level. But I will say it does have the attention to detail that the Elder Scrolls have when it comes to its lore and its storytelling, and I like that. I've also really thoroughly enjoyed, because it takes place... I don't know how many years. I want to say like 100 or so years before Morrowind. I've really enjoyed going back to Seydanine. Is it Seydanine? The area that you're in Morrowind, and just seeing that whole... Seydanine might be the town actually, the first town. But going back there and seeing it like 100 years before the events of Morrowind, that's really fun, and kind of seeing the same locations but different. Like the temples are just being built and things like that. It's like, that's nice attention to detail. I like that. It kind of loses me with some of the nonsense crap that you see walking around. Like you're walking around, and I've always felt like, I mean, early on, Elder Scrolls was very it was very much like cookie cutter RPG stuff. But once you start getting to not so much Daggerfall but Morrowind, it started finding its feet. And between Oblivion and Skyrim, you started getting a clear idea of what the world is and how it looks. And you walk around ESO and you get that feel. You're like, yes, I'm in an Elder Scrolls game. And then you'll see some bullshit mount or, bullshit like familiar. And you're like, that's just such an MMO character. It just looks blindingly, it just stands out a mile from the rest of the game. And it just kind of, you see things, you're like, yeah, that's just MMO bullshit there.
Well, my old,
but that's just me. I mean, that's just me.
My old character on PS4. What was it?
Because you played like thousands of hours on that, right?
Yeah, I was like champion rank 250.
Yeah.
My summon was this big like Daedric demon thing, and my mount was this absolutely huge armored wolf.
Right. Yeah.
So I was one of those people.
Yeah, no, everyone is. So when I'm playing, everyone is, and I get it. And again,
Oh, I also had an armored bear.
Right. And the thing is, that might be what you like. And that's cool, right?
I just saw a giant... Because I was on my horse for ages, and then I went into the... I paid for it, like real money.
Of course.
I went into the store
and saw... I'm curious what you think about that. We'll get back to that, though. I don't want to lose your story there. But I'm curious what you think about that. My opinion on buying things in-game with real money is that if I'm spending enough time on a game and I'm getting enough enjoyment from a game, then I'm willing to invest more money.
My view on that is... If I'm going to put real money into it, on top of what I've already paid for the game...
Yeah, so you paid for the base game.
If it's just something like cosmetic or just something cool...
Yeah.
Then yeah. But if you actually have to pay money to like complete the game, then no.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's bullshit.
So, yeah, because there's some games it's like, oh, yeah, you can grind here for ages, or you can buy the super dagger of infinity and beat the game.
Do you know there's some really weird stuff like that? I've always been puzzled by that. I remember 2K with their WWE wrestling games a couple of years back. I want to say like 2014ish, maybe 2016. They started doing this thing where like you buy the game and then you've got like downloadable content, and then there was an option in the downloadable content where if you paid like £8 or something, it unlocked every character in the game. And I'm like, so basically you buy the game, I don't know, £40, and then you pay an extra £8 to immediately complete the game that you've just bought. And I'm like, what's the fun in that? Like, I want to unlock, like, I like unlockables, and I like going on my, working to unlock things, that kind of sucks, It's like, oh, I just pay money to basically end the game I've just spent a fortune on.
Yeah, I don't get stuff like that. But like games like Elder Scrolls and like Call of Duty that I put a lot of time in. Like Call of Duty, I've bought the Battle Pass like a few times.
That's quite good value for money though, isn't it? Because the Battle Pass, you get quite a lot with that.
Yeah, and if you do it, because you can still earn like the COD points, which is the currency that you buy to buy the Battle Pass with.
Yeah.
If you do it, because you can earn the COD points through like missions and that. And then sometimes if you buy the Battle Pass, it give you like more coins. So when the next one comes out, you've got enough coins to get the next Battle Pass without actually spending money.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but I've bought that for like cosmetics or like guns and skins and stuff. And ESO, I think it was like 2 years. I subscribed to the ESO Plus. It's probably not called ESO Plus.
Whatever, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so like every month or so you'd get extra like crown points or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
You'd get like scrolls for 50% extra XP and stuff like that. But yeah, that's when I was looking through the store and just looking at like, what different mounts you can get, and I just saw this giant, this like
why not? I want a giant armored bear.
This giant like Arctic direwolf that's armored. I was just like, yes. I don't want to ride around on a horse anymore. I want a giant Arctic wolf with armor.
It's one of those things with Elder Scrolls Online though, where I'm like, I'm enjoying it now, but you do have to like really like it gets, you have to be very specific. For me, I have to be a very specific class to make the game work enjoyably for me. I have to ignore a lot of the bullshit that's just going on around me when I'm trying to play it. This is my problem with MMOs. This is why I think for me, like, MMOs are not really for me, because, like, you know, like I said, I'll see some fucking dude walking around with, you know, with some dragon thing, like
a big demonic dragon next to flying behind him on a big armored wolf in glowing armor, and you look, go, oh shit, that's Chris.
yeah, that's the thing. I'll be walking along in, you know, somewhere in Tamriel, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, now I'm in World of Warcraft for, you know, the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, and like I said the first time, because I did that, like, it was like a free trial of Elder Scrolls Online, and I started playing it, and I picked a stealth class, and I was like, this is bullshit. Like, why even give that option on this game? It's broken. It doesn't work. I mean, it does work, actually. I mean, technically it works. So if you're being stealthy, you can do stealth attacks, and it will roll for stealth. But, like, you've got 50 other players in the same fucking room doing stupid shit the whole time you're doing it. It's like, it just breaks it. It's like, why did you even introduce that class? It doesn't work.
Yeah, well, my my go-to class has always been, like, even with Dark Souls and games like that, it's always been heavy armor, big two-handed sword, run in as a tank.
That's the class you like to play. I quite like to play a stealth archer in those games.
ESO does have, if you level up the bow, you do get some pretty fucking sick, like,
oh no,
things.
I'm sure.
Like, you, because
but you know my other issue. You know my other issue with the archery is that it's auto aim, and I hate that.
Yes,
annoys me. Because I got to the point towards the end of my free play, I was literally just purposely aiming like 2 meters above people's heads, and just because it would, and I was like, this is just the dumbest thing. You know, like, all skill is removed. And also, it's weird. One of the things I found weird, and like, I've got used to it now, and I actually really like it. It's kind of cool. It's like, you get these, like, way overpowered abilities, like, really early on. To where
some classes, some take
at least the class I've picked. So I picked it's like a Templar Knight kind of class. I can't think.
Oh yeah, I picked that. That was my first one, right? Templar.
So it's an awesome, fun class to play as, but it's really funny because within, I want to say within an hour of playing, my, like, left click normal attacks with whatever weapons I've got, pointless. Don't need them.
Did you get the
I've got the spear thing, the, like, light spear that you can throw.
Not even the best one.
And no, I know, because I've now got other things as well. I'm early on, so I'm just, you know, I'm like level 5 or 6, so it's early on. But, like, already, I'm like, there's no point in me. Like, you get a new weapon, and you're like, great, but it's nowhere near as powerful as me throwing this, like, spear of light.
I'll tell you what the best one is, for the Templar, because that's what I'm championing, like fucking 200 and something.
Yeah, it's a fun class. I'm enjoying it
because it is like a tank.
It is, yeah. So but this was the thing, because the last time I tried, I was like, I'm gonna go archer, stealth. I hate auto aim. That annoys the shit out of me as a PC player. Just me. Each their own. And I hated the fact that you can't be stealth. Well, you can technically be stealthy
if no one else is around.
But your immersion is broken when you're being stealthy, but everyone around you, or someone just runs into the temple and starts killing things in front of you. Like, it's stupid. So I was like, I'll do the opposite. And now I'm enjoying the game a lot, because I was like, I'll be a Templar. You know, he's a tank character. I'm just going to go in and obliterate everything. No stealth. You know, play to the game's strength, and I am really enjoying it. But go on. So
the best goes, because obviously champion rank like 200 and something. Like, every time you level up, obviously your health and magicka go up.
Yeah.
And they go up a bit more because you are a melee character.
Yeah. You're designed to.
So at the level I am, my health bar is huge and my magicka bar is huge. And you get this thing, which basically you hold your hand out and it's just a constant beam of, like, holy energy.
Nice.
And it will not stop until your magicka bar is depleted.
So if you put everything into magicka, you're just
at my level, I can hold it there for literally about quarter of an hour real time and demolish anything.
It's broken at this point. Although I guess when you're that level, you should basically be a god. I mean, like, or a demigod.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, there's also the meteor shower that you can call in.
Yes, I've seen footage of that. Obviously, I still can't do that. At the moment, I've got, like, the spear thing, which you can throw, which is really fun.
Is that the one that you throw it up with the circle and loads of them come down?
No. So I guess it's the first version.
Oh, right.
So you kind of summon it, throw it, but it's really good because it's got knockback, so it'll knock enemies back. So if you've got like multiple enemies coming at you, you can throw one of them, that'll knock one back, and then the other weapon, the other thing I've got now is this like an energy axe thing, I think.
Yeah, but also you can change the skills, can't you?
Yeah.
You can level it up like this way. Or there's like pathways for the skills.
Yeah, which is great.
For the spear one, I think I did the more like aerial one where
it's like a bombardment.
You target
spears.
the circle, you throw it up, and just loads of holy spears come down.
Nice.
There's also for that massive like holy beam. There is you can go one path which just makes it really powerful. You can go another path that just splits it off into two, so you can attack two enemies.
Okay.
And I was just like, nah. Full damage.
just right up.
Yeah,
there.
no, I've ran into some boss fights and just like where the proper boss fights with the massive health bar across the screen and just went for about a quarter of an hour.
How fun!
It has a bit of pushback as well, so I just stood there.
Nice. Yeah, it's a fun game. I am enjoying it now.
I need to get back to it because I was.
Well, we were gonna meet up at some point.
Yeah, I need to. I still haven't actually logged on to see what character I made. I know I haven't played it for too long.
You have to sit through the 150 gig download first.
Oh, it's already installed.
Oh, good.
Because I have played it on PC before, but I think only for a few hours.
I must admit, this is like the old man in me. I mean, I got games over there that are like a couple of kilobyte in size. So but oh my goodness, these days it's like,
I mean, you still got a TV with a fucking VHS thing in it.
Yeah, well, gotta play the Commodore 64 somehow. Like you will. I will always argue you cannot play retro consoles without a retro TV. Like I've got one upstairs, one down here, and yeah, it's needed because it looks awful on a flat screen, and also you get a lot of delay with modern TVs. The delay between retro consoles, old consoles, and the TV is unplayable. You'll notice it's like seconds off. You press a button and it'll be like a second off.
The oldest console I own is
you're
PS2.
a lot younger than me. So, I'm an old boy.
Hey,
but
I'm almost 30 now.
Almost. Yeah.
2 years away.
Yeah, well, I'm like 3 years from 40, so 2 years from 40 actually. Because June's coming up. Yeah, I'll be 38 this year. Jeez. But yeah, so
still young at heart.
Always. I'm still playing fucking video games and acting like a child. Still collecting fucking toys of Godzilla and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna grow up anytime soon. If I look around this room, I can't really say I've grown up yet.
Yeah, good, because if you do decide to grow up, then this podcast is fucked.
You'll just have to take it on. If I ever grow up, you can have it. I'll write it somewhere.
In your will.
If I grow up, then Chris and Daz can just inherit the Icons of Sin and just go for it. 50% yours anyway. Yeah, it's
what were you talking about again?
I can't even remember now because
no idea.
You started me on. Oh yeah, I'm used to like I said, I'm used to games on C64 that are a couple of kilobyte in size, and I don't mind. I can sit through a tape loading for 10 minutes or whatever. But
we're on about download.
But downloading, right, man, some of these games these days. I mean, I love them. Like I think Red Dead Redemption 2. Once you get past the hand holding for the first hour and a half, great game, amazing immersion. So many of these games are fantastic. But my God, like when you get to the games like Doom Eternal was one that was like 100 odd gig, and then like another 30 gig patch on top, and then Elder Scrolls Online's like 150, 200. I think Destiny was about 100. Destiny 2, sorry.
I don't know, because on PS4, Destiny 2 took a long time to install.
Yeah,
but like, because I keep comparing my, I'm not going to say new PC, but it is new PC. I guess.
It is new.
I keep comparing that to my PS4, and I'm just like, wow, this was so fast. But then I keep forgetting, PS4 I bought for about 400 quid. I've put almost $2,000 into this PC. Well, I'd be a bit sad if it wasn't fast.
And also, it depends what you're using, because it depends what service you're using. Because I can tell you now, I installed the game, and we'll get to that in a moment. I installed a game yesterday, right, using Epic, right? Epic and Steam are both like this, though. Epic will literally cripple this PC from practically doing anything on the internet while it's downloading. It will suck all of the internet's power to download as fast as possible, to the point that, like, you know, even loading like a YouTube video is like, oh wow. It's literally, but it will download it damn fast. It's like, okay, it's really quick. I think there is a setting where you can throttle it, but I'm like, no, I want it as fast as possible. It's fine. You know.
See, when I got Elder Scrolls Online for the first time on PlayStation 4, it took 2 full days to install an update.
Oh, dude, I remember those. Dude, I remember the days of dial-up. I remember.
Yeah, but I had to put like my PlayStation like kind of in sleep, so it's still on. It can still download.
Yeah, I think it probably downloads slower in sleep as well. But yeah,
well, I couldn't have it just on.
No.
But then when I got Elder Scrolls on my PC, with all the new updates and everything that they've added, 2 hours.
Yeah,
it was in.
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot faster.
Yeah, 2 hours compared to 48 hours.
It depends on the architecture as well, because I know that some.
I suppose when I did originally install Elder Scrolls on my PS4 at my dad's house before I moved away when we had shit internet, so that might be that.
It will be.
Now, obviously, since I moved away and moved back, I have a PC with Ethernet.
It depends on the setup on the system as well, because I know, for example, Cyberpunk, we were getting updates on PC, and even like Elder Scrolls Skyrim, the anniversary edition that they released, I remember seeing things. It was either Cyberpunk or that had a thing where it was like, if this is on PC, it's like a 3 gigabyte download. If it's on PlayStation 4, it's a 20 gigabyte download. So it depends. Like different platforms have very different architecture, and you know the setup for those things is quite different. So it might have just been way bigger on PS4 than it is on PC. But internet helps. I mean, like having good internet now, you'll definitely notice that difference. But,
yeah. Well, when I actually,
but there are games in my library, since you know my old PC died, had to replace the PC. There are games
it's a
in
very nice looking PC, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's oh, dude, it's
not enough rainbow colors.
There are rainbow colors. They're just turned off.
There's not enough of them.
They're turned off.
Yours is a nice mellow red. Mine is like unicorn vomit.
But as I explained to you, especially in my life now, I've reverted back to my single life.
Bachelor days.
My normal life. I've reset back to my normal sleep pattern. So I'm up at like 4 a.m. I'm playing games by like 4:35. So I need something. I don't want too bright first thing in the morning.
You don't want unicorn. You don't want unicorn vomit.
5 a.m. No.
Which is what I would describe my PC as, unicorn vomit.
Yeah, but you love it. You love all that stuff, which is cool, man.
But
you know.
well, I
for me, I mean, you saw my old PC.
It was just a black monolith.
A black monolith, which I was tempted. to
reuse the case.
But I was like, well, no, I was tempted, but I've decided I'm going to donate most of that PC to my parents, so I'm going to let they can have the monolith. But so this is pretty bright for me. You know, the opposite of what I used to have.
Yeah,
right?
well, when I was building my PC, I wanted like the nice like white bright case.
I do like those white cases.
I got my nice white fans, my nice white all-in-one cooler. And because it was all nice, bright, and looked fresh, I wanted the RGB. Because when Aaron was helping me put the... Shout out to Aaron again, we love you.
Yeah, Aaron, dude. I feel like I need to apologize for like the way life has been for both of us over this last, I want to say, since probably Christmas.
Yeah.
We are trying to get back to a regular goddamn schedule.
Yeah, we really are.
And live streams and everything else. I really, it is like a goal to get back to normal.
Yeah, it's a goal for both of us because we love
both of us
it.
got something going on at any one time at the moment.
Yeah, we love doing it. We love playing games together, and recording together, and doing the live streams. But it's either something wrong.
Something
Durs
going
is
on
busy.
in life.
I'm ill. Yeah. But yeah, when Aaron was putting the list of components together for me, because obviously I was a complete novice at building computers.
Yeah.
He was like, RGB or no? And it's like, yes. All of it.
You were like, what does RGB stand for?
No, I knew what that stood for.
Then yes, I want it.
No, but I was like, yes. So he got me put
because you've got the RAM sticks with lights on as well.
Oh
right?
yeah, I got 4 sticks of Corsair Vengeance Pro with RGB.
Yeah. See, I didn't bother with any of
Yeah, Corsair RGB fans, Corsair RGB all-in-one cooler. Just everything has RGB.
Everything, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, which is fair enough. Each to their own. I see those things, and there's a big scene for that. Like your vape, which you're using right now. Like there's a massive scene for like vape modifications and all of that stuff. Same with PCs, man. There are shows that people take their PCs to just to be like, look at how pretty my PC is. Which is fine.
Well, because this is my first like proper gaming PC.
Yeah, you want to go all out.
I know. I've just always I've seen people's PCs, and I like the lights. I like the aesthetic.
Yeah.
So when I was building mine, I was like, yes, I want all of it.
All of it. Why not? I mean, you're spending the money. You want to get your.
I love the way it looks.
Get your money's worth.
No,
man.
I personally think my PC looks fucking amazing.
Yeah. Oh no, it does. It looks awesome, man. It's really cool, and it's so fun because we've been doing this show for so long, and ever since you started, when Daz had to step down. I need to speak to Daz actually, see if he wants to come back as a regular.
Yeah, but he's moved back to.
He's back in
Wales.
Back in the Wales now. Yeah. And since you took over, it's been like, when I get a PC, and it's so nice because now you actually have one. I'm living the dream.
For a few months, it was when I get a new graphics card. When I get a new graphics card.
Because you had everything but the graphics card at that point.
But now it's. Well, I suppose if I have to say. When I get it's going to be when I get some decent monitors, but that's not a
that's not a barrier to play.
It would be nice to have some better, like higher resolution monitors with better refresh rates, but the two monitors I got, I'm quite happy with.
Yeah, I mean this monitor is really good. This one's not so good.
I've got one that's about.
But the thing is, I never buy PCs or any of this stuff. It's for video editing rather than gaming. Which is another thing I will be announcing this weekend.
One of my monitors is a second-hand one I got off my dad, which is about 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And the second monitor I picked up just so when I'm streaming I could have like OBS Studios. Because remember when we were streaming...
you want it on a separate screen. It's annoying
when I was streaming Destiny and it wasn't the right size and I had to quite keep like minimizing it. And literally I picked up that monitor... second.
It's all you need. Chuck it on the second screen. You're diamond.
I picked it up from Cash Converters for 20 quid.
Yeah,
it's like TV/monitor and didn't have a controller, but I'm like, I've got a Samsung TV. The remote works for this.
That
I'll
Samsung
take it.
TV was my second monitor for years and years and years, and it served me perfectly fine. It it's fine because at that point, especially when you're streaming, all you need is just to chuck it on the other side and have it there, and it's
just
fine.
to make sure everything's
just
right.
to make sure things are working. Occasionally, you'll see a comment come through, reply, whatever. You don't need to worry about it.
No, I am so bad with OBS Studios and setting it up that if I'm streaming, I don't know how to have the comments come on that screen, so I actually have to open a browser on Twitch just so I can see my own chat. My own chat. Because I don't know how to do the overlay. I know how to stream. I don't know how to make everything.
It's a learning experience, isn't it? Like anything. I mean, last week was the first time I've done a multi-camera setup with Streamlabs, and it worked okay, but it is a learning experience. I had Mira here as a guest for the X-Curse, and I was like, do you want to do it on camera or audio? And she was like, on camera. And I was like, cool. And in the back of my head, I was like, this could be a disaster because I've never tried doing this before. I was testing it in the morning. I was like, well, in theory it works. It worked all right in the end, but it's like anything. It's just learning. I can show you how to do overlays. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I think the next major upgrade to my setup is going to be a good microphone.
Yeah.
Either thinking of...
You will notice when I got this microphone, the difference immediately in audio was like astonishing. You will notice the difference.
I was thinking of either the HyperX Quadcast or one of the
Are you looking for like a USB?
I don't mind if I have to get a audio interface. I don't mind.
You just need to bear in mind that it is an extra cost. Because a lot of microphones, you'll be like, wow, that's a really good microphone. But then you need to bear in mind you might be adding like 50 to 100 quid on top for a decent, so it can be... It can add to the cost, but I will say, having gone that route, when I left radio, I was like, okay, me and Matt at the time, I left doing radio left Danger Zone, left doing the movie show. So okay, we're gonna do the movies made us do it. do it from my house. Pre-COVID, back when you could just meet people in your house and it was never an issue. I was like, okay, well, we'll do it, and we'll do it properly. And we, invested and got. I already had microphones, but I had microphones and I got the mixer. So obviously, when I got this microphone, great quality. I already had the mix. I already had the external, so it was fine. But it is like one of those hidden costs that you don't necessarily think about.
Well, I'm not sure if the HyperX Quadcast, I can't fucking speak today. I'm not sure if that's USB or it needs an audio interface.
It will tell you.
Well,
if you look at the
I've been looking at them, but not like the specs, because you remember, Chloe, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know her. I've never met her, but I know of her.
Oh.
Like, she seems nice. She posts on Gamers Unite all the time, so I know her through her posts.
Ah, right. No, I know her personally. We used to go to propaganda together all the time.
Dude, if you're going to tell me that I've met her when I'm drunk, that is entirely possible. But I don't recall.
Probably haven't.
She seems nice, though.
No, but she is. She, I think she's changed now, but she always used to use the HyperX Quadcast, and it's super high quality microphone. Only about 250 quid, which I'm not sure for microphones if that's good or bad. Mine was £30.
High end.
Mine was 30.
High end. I mean, I spent about 100 on this microphone, and it's more than enough. However, external, so you would need to add so it depends. You'll be able to tell, because if it's a USB on the end of the connection, then it's straight into the PC.
Yeah, see, I don't know, I haven't looked that far into it. I'm just like, oh, this is a good microphone, just looking at the prices and stuff.
Yeah,
but some of the Rode microphones I've been like
Rode for filmmaking, we're getting right into the weeds here, but for filmmaking I love Rode. My shotgun mics are all Rode.
What microphone would you suggest for good audio?
I don't know.
Sometimes when we're recording online, mine's a bit...
Yours actually sounds pretty good, like for what it is, because I've got that microphone. That was the first microphone I
most
bought.
Of the time, the newer,
the blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
newer. Yeah, newer.
Most of the time when we're recording the podcast, I'm using my headset.
That sounded great last time. You did it on headset last time. It sounded really good. I was surprised because you said you were using your headset. So that actually sounds really clear.
Well, it is like 80 quid headset. So
okay, well then, yeah, you get what you pay.
It's Rocat Elo.
Right, I don't know.
Yeah, no, Rocat. They're a really good brand, to be fair, but they're not very well known. But yeah, the audio is amazing, and the microphone. It's pretty good. It just depends. Sometimes I hit it, or my hair will hit it because I got a lot of hair.
Because it's in your face. It's really close to your face. Yeah. I mean, that is
just
the issue.
Also the weight of my hair sometimes just sort of, I'll move it and just like knocks the mic, and then I don't realize, and then it's like, you're really quiet. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's because it's attached to your face as opposed to an external.
Yeah, and I've also been struggling because if I have just a headset on I don't have the mic in, because you can take the mic out.
Yeah,
and I use my external mic. We had this problem before when we were playing Left 4 Dead with your friends.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
Yeah, but,
that was a fun night.
If I had the headset on and used my normal mic, I could hear myself through it, but you guys couldn't pick up on it because it still registered the microphone from my headset.
Yep.
And no matter what I could do,
honestly, every time, the amount of times that I phone Matt to start the Movies Made Us Do It, and then immediately hang up. I've done it with you a few times, and I'm like, I've had a Windows update, and every time I do a Windows update, it will decide to change everything back to it resets everything. I'm like, just accept, this is my setup. I've actually gone in now into the audio drivers and just removed anything that's not the key things that I use, so it can't do it anymore. It's actually managed to stop it now, but there was a time when it was constant, like every time.
Yeah, but I can't seem to figure out how to have my headset on without the microphone, but use my external microphone.
Yeah, that's just a setup thing.
Yeah, because like OBS still picks up my headset, even if I've unplugged the mic, it still picks it up as a microphone and won't use the other one, even if I set it to that microphone.
I could show you here after this show. Or I could come around and show you something.
Yeah.
Maybe when you've moved and you're set up.
And minus alcohol, so I might remember.
Yeah, because if
you show me now and then I go to a house party, I'm not going to remember.
That's true. That's very true. Anyway, It's been about an hour. So back to Subnautica. You're
I forgot about that.
you're having a good time, enjoying it.
Yes, I'm enjoying.
You're enjoying it more on PC. I'm interested by that.
Yes, I'm just
because I've never played the console version, but I'm guessing it's effectively the same game.
Well, I don't know. I never finished it. But
Sure. As far as you've played.
Yeah, as far as I've played, I'm finding it a hell of a lot easier to do stuff and move around on PC.
Mm-hmm.
It runs smoother as well, I would say.
It's probably a higher frame rate because of the rig you're using now.
Probably. I have no idea what my frame rates are.
One of the great things about upgrading your PC or getting a new PC is you probably haven't had this yet because you just went straight to having a top of the range PC. But
there was a few months where I had a £60 second hand graphics card, but now it's a pretty high end PC.
There's that thing of upgrading and then just going into a game and just setting everything to ultra and just being like,
Oh, did I ever tell you about the struggle I had with my new graphics card, like installing it?
Was your case not big enough?
No, the case is big enough, but
that's like usually the problem. The case isn't big enough.
On the back panel, and the graphics card has got those two prongs that they go kind of round the back of the case to support it. They were too wide for the case, the things at the back on the case.
Right. So how have you secured it?
I got a pair of metal snippers. Cut some of my case off.
But if it fits, I mean,
well, yeah, I just had to cut back like an inch of my case off.
As long as it's supported, because otherwise, obviously, it is
supported. But
that's good.
Yeah, the actual, I don't even know what you'd call them. But the things that you take off to make room for the graphics card so it can go in.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The fingers on the graphics card were too wide.
Right.
So I just had to cut away with some tin snips.
Well, if it works, it works.
Yeah, it's a bit jank, but
you don't show that side. That's the side that goes next to the wall. Like,
well,
here.
no, it's on the back, so it's facing the wall.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so it's hidden. It's hidden.
But I know it's there.
You do. Just don't tell people. You've told everyone now, so
yeah,
it's a problem.
Well, I was actually thinking of eventually maybe getting a slightly bigger case because my case has cooling on the top, a thin strip. It's got cooling underneath, cooling down this. Well, air gaps, I should say. What are they? Vents. That's it. Along the top, some underneath, some down the side. But the rest is either just straight metal or glass, and obviously it's got the vents at the back.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not the best airflow.
Yeah, I mean, flow is the key thing. Making sure you've got it coming in the right places and out the right places is the main thing.
So I've been looking at maybe getting a slightly bigger case that I can upgrade if I want to, but with more
space,
more airflow through the front, more underneath. Because literally, I've got it's just a solid plate, of metal at the front.
Yeah.
A thin strip, probably about that
So you've
wide.
not got fans at the you've not got any vents at the front?
I've got some at the side and underneath, but I do have fans at the front where my cooler is pulling the air in from underneath and the side. Because that's where my AIO is.
Mm-hmm.
But literally the front of the case is just metal. There's no...
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, my old PC had that, but you could open it, so it had a front, and you could open it, and then you could,
You can. So, thin strip down the side, a little bit at the top and underneath. So the fans at the front with my radiator are pulling air from underneath, from the side and from the top.
Mm.
And then, obviously, the vents at the back. So, yeah, I'm looking into a case with better airflow.
Yeah.
But I have I do keep checking my thermals even when I'm playing Elden Ring, and it's
periodically
still not...
I'll jump in and just check the heat levels, because you'll find as well that if you're not cleaning it regularly, dust will be a problem. And you think it ain't going to be a problem, but your temperature will just keep going up because of dust. So it's always good to keep a check on it, just to dust it when it's needed, and just keep on top of that.
No, I keep on top of cleaning the dust filters, because I've got removable magnetic ones. But I do need to get some compressed
The fans will probably need a bit of a clean as well.
Yeah.
Compressed air is your friend. You just spray that in.
This is what I was going to say. I do need to invest in some compressed air, because when it's turned off, I can see this little bits of like black dust on my nice white fans. I'm like,
Yep. It builds up after a while.
But yeah, I am looking at a new case. I still want a white case, but I want it to have.
You want
more...
a bigger white case?
Well, not necessarily even bigger, but just with more like airflow.
It's good to have room to breathe, anyway.
Yeah,
and it's nice to work on when it's a bit bigger. I mean, this case is a lot smaller than my previous one.
Yeah, I was going to say it does look smaller.
You
go for air cooling in your CPU.
Mm-hmm. It works fine. Yeah. I've never done water cooled ever. I've been tempted, but I've just never bothered.
I wouldn't go.
I think as long as you, I mean, it's good. I mean, Mike swears by it.
I wouldn't. Yeah, because he was playing Left 4 Dead with us, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking about my.
We should get them back on. Mike and Ben should.
We were talking about me building my PC, and he was like, "You're going water cooled, right?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Good."
Yeah. I mean, it is good. I get by fine as long as I've got proper airflow and it,
I purely did it for aesthetics. Like, I know those big, like fan CPU coolers. They're good. They're efficient. They're quiet.
Oh, it does the job for sure.
I don't like the aesthetic of them. I like the water cooling where it's
just
it
looks cool. Yeah.
So my PC is basically just very functional, but also visual and like aesthetically pleasing to me.
Yeah, I've always gone for function over aesthetic.
Well, mine does function too. It's just aesthetically, it's my style.
Yeah, which is cool, man. Which is cool. But yeah, I'm curious. It'd be really interesting to hear how you get on with Subnautica, because I've completed it and I'm waiting for you, because there was honestly I have felt with Subnautica more than any other like crafting game, because Subnautica ends, and I guess that's maybe the thing, because with a lot of crafting games they kind of go on forever.
Yeah.
But because Subnautica has a beginning, middle, and end, I was like,
it actually has a plot.
It has a plot to follow, and I found the ending really bittersweet, where I was like, "Yay, I've done it." But I actually spent time because I built all my fish tanks and stuff, and I had all of that. I actually took the time. I went round and I released all the fish. I turned everything off before I left. I was like properly invested in the setup and the world that I'd created.
You're so invested in the world. You're like, I'm going to release this fish.
I'm going to turn everything off.
Turn this off so it doesn't
turn everything down before I leave. And it was a beautiful moment, but it was also a bit sad, because it was like I think that game sucked me in so much with its world. I was like, this is, so.
And it's that first playthrough kind of thing. Like when you finish it and when you come into the end, you're like, I've enjoyed this experience. I know I can do it again, but it won't have the same thing for the first time. So you just cherish that ending of the game.
Yeah,
take your time with it.
Well, I'm saying that I still haven't played the standalone expansion. I'm gonna have to give it a go, because I loved Subnautica so much. I keep getting tempted to go back to it, but I might actually just get the expansion at some point soon and give that a go.
Yeah, well,
because I think that one's like frozen, so I think you can go on the frozen areas as well, which is kind of interesting.
You can go on the
the
land. Sorry, I just heard a bump.
There's constant noise here. Continue.
No, I thought I heard something above. I was like, we're on the top floor.
No, we're not. We've got a living room above us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can go on the land, and you've got your land speeder, and there's little alien penguins and stuff.
Oh,
I've been watching. Since I started playing the first one again, I've been watching Jacksepticeye's playthrough on the second one.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good.
Yeah,
and it's got quite a nice storyline, although everything is voice acted, as you said.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'm a fan of, but
for a lot of games, I would prefer if my character was not voiced. I like to put myself into a character, so when I hear the voice of the protagonist, it annoys me. Fallout 4, I hate that I have to have that goddamn voice.
I will say, there is one game that I don't mind the protagonist being voiced.
It depends on the game.
3.
So yes, right, but then you're playing a very specific character, and that's fine. I'm playing Geralt, and Geralt's voiced, no problem. If I'm playing,
Like an
Arkham,
unnamed
if I'm playing
character.
Arkham City, playing as Batman, I don't mind having Kevin Conroy, the best Batman of all time, voice the character.
But yeah,
fine.
say
But if it's an
you're
RPG
playing,
and
you're
I'm
playing, like,
creating
Fallout.
my character, Skyrim, I'm creating my character. I don't want them voiced.
Yeah.
I don't mind injured noises and things
Or
like
battle
that,
cries
or
or something
battle
like that.
cries. But I don't want dialogue. My
No,
character
no.
should be silent.
I'm with
for
you.
me.
I'm with
And
you on that
it's
one.
a choice, right?
I'm
But
with
for
you
me-
on that one. I definitely am with you on that one.
Hmm.
Like Fallout. Fallout 4 is voiced, but
Yeah,
Some
Fallout
of it-
4 is the first one that did the voice.
the other ones and like stuff like that, where
They just
silent,
react to you.
It's silent and it's just you get the text.
Yeah.
I get that because I always have. If I create a character, I always have a voice in my mind
Yep.
of what that. Depending on what class or stats I put the character on, kind of like if you were creating a D&D character.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, this is this person, this is what they sound
Well,
like.
that's
this is
exactly
they're
what it
doing.
is to me. It's a role-playing game, and I should be able to be my own character. And if you voice it, it takes something away from me. I know it's nice to have fully voice, and I'm all for the NPCs being fully voiced. That's
NPCs,
fine.
yeah, that's completely fine. They're nothing to do with me. They're
Yeah, they do what they do. But for me, I'm like, no, my character, I don't want a voice. I just want to be able to select what I want to say, and that's it.
This is another thing that Dark Souls is good at. Obviously, you never have dialogue trees in Dark Souls, but
No.
you talk to people and get information, and they respond as if you said something, but you haven't.
Yeah.
But there's no like voice or anything.
Mm.
So it kind of goes with the Dark Souls world. Like you're it's just like dark, gloomy, voiceless person. It's like, yes, give me a job.
Yeah, and that works. But
If they had put voice acting into your character in Elden Ring,
but that's what I mean.
really
that
think I
would
wouldn't play
ruin
it
the
the
whole
whole
thing,
thing.
right? Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel with a lot of games. Like Cyberpunk was another one where I was like, oh, I do not like this character, and I love Cyberpunk now. I genuinely think they have fixed that game to where it's something spectacular.
I've never actually had an interest in playing Cyberpunk.
You see, I used to play the role playing game Cyberpunk, so I had massive interest from the start, and I think they've crafted a great world. It's a fantastic game, but I do not like the character of V. I don't like a lot of his dialogue. I've not played the female version yet, so that may be better. I probably need to go back and play Cyberpunk with the female version, because that voice actor may work better for me. Nothing wrong with the voice actor for the male, but it's just, for me, again, I don't want it anyway, and B, I didn't find him very likable as a character the whole way through, and I kind of wanted to at least be like, I'm playing... I like to do 2 playthroughs, right? Do a playthrough where I'm myself, and I'm honourable, chivalrous, doing my thing,
And then turn into an
and
asshole.
then be a complete asshole. That's my second playthrough, right? So when you've got characters, when my character's not in an RPG, when my character's not playing the way I would play in those situations, I find it frustrating.
I've also got another thing about voice acting or voiced characters that I don't like, especially in like single player RPGs, when it's just say if you're exploring and doing something and it's just a pointless like vocalization, just like, oh, it's a bit wet, and it's like, just shut up. Just like every 10 minutes they got some like exposition to say, and it's like, just stop it. And you could crouch up to someone and go, I bet I can sneak in over there. It's like, I know, I'm looking at the entrance.
Yeah, I'm literally doing that right now. Yeah, that is really annoying as well.
Or if you pick up something, they're like, oh, what's this? I know what it is. I just picked it up.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn was bad for that.
Oh, really? I've not played it still.
It is a really good game, but there are just times when you'd get... Say that there was like an enemy fortress thing, so I was going up, and it was at the edge of the map, and I was just going to like go along this little cliff. I budged up to the edge of the map where you couldn't go any further, and she's like, oh, can't go this way. So I know I'm going that way.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying.
See, I don't mind like when, say, if you go into a cold area and they go, oh, brr, and sort of.
Yeah,
But
reacting to your environment is one thing, but when it is like, it's raining, it's like, I know.
There was,
I can see
in
that.
Horizon Zero Dawn, I put the controller down to do something, and she was just like, we're not going anywhere. I was like, shut up!
Yeah. It's irritating. It's irritating. But yeah, there's a definite balance there.
Yeah, reactions and like pain reactions and stuff like that, and like say like grunts or something from full damage or that's fine.
Yeah.
But random exposition when you're just like walking through a forest and then just go, oh, it's a bit foresty around here. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
I know we're in a forest. I put us in the forest.
I understand.
Get in the bin.
Yeah. So, I've been playing a couple of games, actually. A couple of new games. Well, one game I've played quite a bit of. The other is installed yesterday. So, Mira is a massive point-and-click adventure.
I was thinking of Mira's Edge.
No. She's a huge fan of point-and-click adventure games. Classic point-and-click adventure games. One of the things that we have in common. And she was suggesting for months and months and months now that I play Mage's Initiation. Which is a game from 2019. I forget the name of the company, but indie game, and it's awesome.
I was gonna say we're still playing Age of Empires 2 from 1990 something. So.
Oh yeah. No, I was just to be clear, it's not because most point-and-click adventure games came from the like 80s, 90s.
Yeah, I suppose.
To be clear, it's a modern 2019.
Yeah, you saying that 2019 is like, dude, we're still playing games from the 1990s.
Still playing games from the 70s, so you know.
It's a bit before my time.
It was before my time, but I just have those tastes. But it's a proper throwback to the old LucasArts Sierra games of the early 90s, the point-and-click adventure games. Minus, if we're talking Sierra, minus the bullshit instant death traps that tended to happen in things like King's Quest, where you just go into a place and it's like, yeah, you're dead now. Oh, great, start again. None of that so far. But you basically play as like this 16-year-old mage called Dark, D-Arc. And he sounds like an edgelord, but he's actually not an edgelord. He's actually quite wholesome. So you're learning to become a mage, and you have to go through the trials of being a mage in this fantasy world, and it's really charming. It really reminds me of like King's Quest and like or like Loom and like those classic point and click adventure games. It's got a little bit of RPG elements where you can kind of put your like power into certain things.
What was the name of that point and click game that was like one of the first? Like Zork's
text based. So Zork was a text adventure.
Right. I thought it was. Never mind.
Point and click though. Well, you're probably thinking of a different game. I'm not sure though.
Maybe, I don't know.
So Zork was a text based. So it describes where you are, and then you type.
No, that is what
directions.
I was thinking of.
Yeah. This is visual, so it's a you just select where you go with the mouse and stuff. But it's a wonderful world. The dialogue is really well written. The acting is fantastic. The voice acting's really good. I really like. So it's got a very basic kind of XP thing where you can kind of level yourself up a bit, and then the combat is like very reminiscent of Blade Runner, the old Westwood Blade Runner game, which I'm a big fan of, where you basically like you choose your weapon and then you can kind of shoot it. In this case, it's certain spells, but you go through the trials and you have to select certain questions to determine what type of mage you are. And I understand that depending on what type of mage you are, it's like elemental. So you go through and you answer it, and depending on what answers you give, you become that type of mage and you study that type of magic. So I've done
pretty cool, to be fair.
It's really fun. So at the moment I'm playing through as a water mage. I basically just did answer it as I would myself. I think my next playthrough I'll be like, I'm going to purposely try and get something else because I want like to be a fire mage, or I want to be an air mage, or an earth mage. Second
playthrough, what does that entail? Asshole!
I don't think you can be an asshole in the game because it is.
I'm like, sure you'll find a way.
I'll try and find a way. Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, it's really fun. It's fun to be playing one of those kind of innocent feeling adventure games. There's lots of Easter eggs for classic point and click fans, so I highly recommend Mage's Initiation if you're into the old point and click Sierra games, King's Quest, Space Quest, Quest for Glory, or like the old LucasArts games like Loom or Sam & Max, any of those kind of things. Mage's Initiation is fantastic. And then yesterday, I've got to tell you, about the fucking Ubisoft bullshit that I had to deal with yesterday.
Oh dear,
This
here
is
we
a
go.
this is a first world problem.
Here we go.
But anyway, Epic. I went on Epic to download to grab Borderlands 3 because it was free, and then I saw that they're giving away 25% off games. They give a 25% voucher off games. So I was like, okay, cool. So I've been interested in Assassin's Creed Valhalla for a while.
Ooh.
Now, the last Assassin's Creed game I played was Black Flag.
The best one. The
best
best one.
The best one.
Not just biased because I love pirates.
We've discussed this at length. My love, your love of Black Flag is fantastic. And I
even
played
my brand new pirate tattoo as
I
well.
know, it looks awesome as well. I told you we should have done this video podcast. I played some of the later ones. I've never owned them. I've never played them here. I played it at a friend's house, and they look fine. Assassin's Creed games got very samey for me, and I was like, yeah, it is what it is. And Black Flag was fun because I like being the pirate and doing that stuff, right? But the Viking thing interests me.
Yes,
so I'm like, okay, cool, Vikings.
I'm the same. I haven't been interested in another Assassin's Creed game until Valhalla because I do also like my Viking lore and stuff like that.
I was tempted by the Egypt one, but it was so badly reviewed that I was like, okay, fine, it sounds terrible.
No, but I'm the same. But the Valhalla, the Viking one, just like pirates, Vikings, they're kind of the same thing.
Kind of. I mean, there's a lot of pillaging and theft.
Isn't like Viking just like old Celtic for pirate or something
back
like
in
that?
I believe back in the day most people were bastards, so yeah, it's pretty much so I was tempted, and then I saw it was going cheap, and then I also had 25% off on top of cheap, so I was like, cool, I'll give it a go, right? So second time this has happened to me now. Ubisoft will not happen a third time because it happened with Ghost Recon, which I got cheap last year. So installed the game, 90 gig, went through, installed on Epic. Try opening the game, it opens up Ubisoft Uplay or whatever they call it now.
Yeah, Uplay, yeah.
It used to be called Uplay, I don't know if it still is. Whatever it's called. Open that up and immediately tried reinstalling the entire game from scratch. I went online, looked it up, Ubisoft support were like basically telling people, yeah, it's a known bug, you're fucked, don't worry about it, we don't give a shit. Just reinstall it on Ubisoft. I tried moving the folder over into the Ubisoft folder, still wouldn't have it. It was still, even though I copied the entire game over, it was still going. It basically allowed me to verify the installation within the Ubisoft folder, because I moved it from Epic, and it went, 100%, it's fine, 100%. As soon as I started it, needs to do an update, a 90 gigabyte up, so it just started downloading the whole game again. So I ended up basically installing it yesterday, deleting it from Epic, deleting the whole thing, and starting over again this morning on Ubisoft. So now that that's done, finally got into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and so far really fun. It looks good, it looks gorgeous. It's got a very cookie cutter story so far. Your village is sacked, and your parents die, and you vow revenge against the lords,
the classic
that
Viking
killed
way,
and then obviously you skips ahead, and now you're an adult as part of a clan. So you're rescued as a child by one of the I think it's like the son, so the prince of this king or lord, as a kid, and now you end up working for the lord as an adult. As I understand it, I think you invade Britain in the game. I think that you invade England as part of. I think that's what you do. I think the main game is in England, as I understand it.
Well, it would make sense. That's what they did.
Yeah. So I haven't got that far yet. At the moment, we're just kind of. I'm still in very much like the first hour of tutorial and stuff. But it's really fun. I mean, it's definitely an Assassin's Creed game. Undeniably doing all of the Assassin's Creed things, which gets to a point where you're like, it's kind of silly now. Like, it was silly with the pirate thing, but now it's even more silly with the Viking thing, where it's like, why am I a ninja? Because like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm a fucking Viking, but I'm doing parkour, and I'm like, this is kind of silly. I mean, it's like simultaneously awesome, but also quite silly.
You know what you just reminded me of? Ages ago, I was talking about that game Skull and Bones.
Still, yes.
The like sea-based pirate game.
Yeah, it's been delayed again, but yeah, it's still coming.
Apparently this year.
If it comes out this year,
apparently, because I completely forgot it, and then I saw another ad for it like a few weeks ago, and then looked it up, and apparently it's coming out,
dude.
this year. Apparently,
I do not buy. The last game I bought brand new was MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries in 2019, and regretted it. MechWarrior 5 is a game, by the way, that I play probably, in terms of modern games, MechWarrior 5 I probably put more time in than any other modern game. I jump into MechWarrior 5 regularly, and I play MechWarrior 5. But that game took about a year before it was good, right? When I got it, it was bare bones, and I was like, why? You spent all that money on a game, it wasn't really finished? Now it's fantastic, but it's like a fraction of the price that it was. So, burn. I do not buy games brand new very often. And you don't. Elden Ring for you was like,
the last one, yeah.
I'm putting the money in.
Well,
Skull and Bones.
We said this even before Elden Ring was out. Anytime like Dark Souls, anything Souls related come up, I would go to Elden Ring. It's like I am buying it straight away if I can afford it.
So Skull and Bones, for me, that might be a brand new purchase. That might be the next one where I'm like, I want it. I want it like immediately, especially because it looks like it's going to be multiplayer as well.
It is. It's
jumping into that brand new would be so much fun,
it's
dude.
Full multiplayer. You can like create your own fleet.
But dude, imagine like if we do like day one, me and you both get in there and we start the game. We can do like dual playthroughs on like Icons and Durs Productions.
We are doing this.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Yes,
because now you've got PC, so now we can do this. Because before it was always like, well, what's cross-platform?
Yeah.
What can we do cross-platform? Now, like we know PC.
Now it's just what games do we both have?
So I'm a hunt like Skull and Bones. Oh my god, I want to say that has been like 4 or 5 years of announcement
three
to
or four,
like
I'd say.
delivery.
Three
It feels like it's been forever, and I've been, because like you, I'm a big fan of that pirate sim game. I used to love Pirates back in the day on the C64, the Mega Drive, and the PC. Love those games, and the thought of finally. There was a Sea Dogs. I was a big fan of Sea Dogs, which was a PC game that was basically that.
I remember. I think the first pirate game I ever played is on PS1 called Overboard. Do you remember that?
Oh, Overboard's great fun. It's very arcadey kind of fun. Yeah, Overboard's great fun. I remember that on the PS1. That was a good game actually. I'd forgotten all about that. It's funny how you forget things and then all of a sudden I think I didn't
Crazy Ivan. It's a real game. Stop it.
I've got it. It's on that PC.
I was talking about in one of my YouTube videos a few months ago. I said about Crazy Ivan.
I posted footage.
Yeah, but this was on like my channel.
Yeah.
I said about Crazy Ivan, and someone commented going, "That's not a real game. Stop it."
Is.
I'm like, "It is."
I think it's actually Crazy Ivan, but yeah, it is a real game. It's not. It is what it is. It's a bit of fun. I will be honest, it's not that great, but my nostalgia for it is massive. So
it's not that great, but for some reason it just stuck with me.
It's fun arcade. It's a fun arcade game. It is.
But yeah, Skull and Bones, especially because their ship battles are going to be based on the Assassin's Creed Black Flag engine.
Yeah.
Like
well, of course, it's Ubisoft.
The way you like shoot your cannons and maneuver your ship.
It's going to be fun.
I love the ship battles in Black Flag.
Me too.
And
I was saying to Ben this morning, we were playing Ghost Recon together this morning, and I said to him, he was like, I think he said on stream actually, on that live stream we did with him, where he was like, I didn't like Black Flag because I don't like, he didn't like the ship stuff. He was like, the ship stuff kind of annoys me. But he said this morning, he was like, no, I totally get it if you like that. And I was like, for me, dude, that was the reason, because I was so over Assassin's Creed. By like Assassin's Creed 2, I was done with Assassin's Creed.
I just
but
remember
having the
on that Left 4 Dead stream when he was like, when we got into
your face was amazing.
No, when we got to talking about Black Flag, like, I really didn't like the ship stuff. I was like, you take that back right now.
That was like literally the reason I played it, to be honest, because I was kind of, Assassin's Creed annoys me with all the future shit. It really broke the flow of the game. First
and second one, amazing. Third one was the Native American one, wasn't it? With
I don't think I've played the third one actually. I was thinking that the other day. I've definitely played the first two. I don't know if I've played the third one.
I think the third one is where you're like kind of Native American,
right?
And that's it's got a good story arc, but some of the gameplay features are a bit shit. One
of the things I will say I'm really glad about Valhalla, and this has probably been the case for a few Assassin's Creed games now because I haven't played them since Black Flag properly. I'm so glad we're beyond the need for our character to be wearing a fucking white cloak with a hood, because honestly, being a stealthy assassin wearing bright white is the dumbest goddamn thing you can wear. And it made sense in the early game. It made sense. The first game, it made absolute sense
when most of the buildings were made out of sand.
Well, and also the period you're in, the attire made sense. But when they tried shoehorning it into every subsequent one, it's like, come on. I don't mind it isn't unlockable, but come on.
See, in the early ones, I found it made sense because they took place in the Middle East, where most stuff was made out of sandstone, which is quite white-ish. Yeah. That made sense.
Yeah.
After that, like especially like the ones in the Syndicate in London, it's like you want to go in like grey or dark blue or something like that.
Yeah.
Even if you get to London now and there's some guy in a white cloak on top of a building, you're gonna go, "That's a dude." You're gonna see him instantly.
Yeah, but I think in the setting, like, early on it worked. Now it doesn't. So I was glad that in Valhalla, you just look like a Viking. You've got a hood, fine, but it's part of your cloak, and it's a very Viking looking outfit.
Yeah, they also did that in Black Flag. You start off in like kind of blue, kind of like Royal Navy kind of colours. So it's not like you were a sailor that fell overboard, but you were the only one in white robes. It's no like you got your Navy standard clothing uniform. That's the word I was looking for.
Is the word you were looking for. So it's very early days. I'm just still in the kind of tutorial bit, really. But it's fine so far. Well voice acted. Standardish plot so far, but we'll see what happens. So next time in a couple of weeks, I'll come back and
let me know if it's worth investing in.
Yeah, like I said, I got it cheap, so I don't normally do the Assassin's Creed, but pirates or Vikings pique my attention. So and as it was going cheap, I thought I'd give it a go. But this has been fun in person.
Yeah, it's been a really, really good podcast.
Yeah, it's been good.
Was that the cat or
I don't know? But yeah, so you're off to Cardiff. Thanks for popping by.
Yeah, off for John's birthday, and for people who don't know, John is the other guy I do Chon games with. So
Chon games.
Chon game. What did I say?
No, I was making the point. There's Chris and Chon. I was like,
yeah, Chris and John. Chon, yeah.
Chon games.
So I thought you were saying Chon games, like I said it wrong. I was like,
no. I was just I was trying to explain the Chris and John. Chon.
No, I literally thought you were correcting me. I was like, what did I say?
No, you said it right. But cheers for coming down, man, on your way to Cardiff. It's been a pleasure.
No, it's been a good time.
Has indeed. And 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
Let's try and get this show back on the road, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cheers everybody. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks guys.